And welcome back to The Drive with Jackson and McCoy. Matt McCoy, Stan Jackson with you. The Blue Jackets getting close to starting the season. They open in Detroit on Thursday night, and then the home opener is coming up on Friday night. Unfortunately, Seth Jones will not be on the active roster, but he is in studio with us right now. I got to ask you, Seth Jones, defenseman, all-star, how much of a bummer is it to get ready to start the season and know you're on the sideline for a little while with a knee injury?
Yeah, definitely a bummer. You want to start the season with the group of guys and be in the locker room with your teammates to kind of start the season, develop some chemistry at the start. And it sucks that I'm not going to be there, but I'll be watching every game. I'm at the rink every day doing treatment, so I'm kind of around the guys as much as possible still. And hopefully I'm back sooner than later.
Zach Werenski coming back from the shoulder injury, and he's ready to go. How are you guys on the blue line defense-wise with you out? Obviously, we'd love to have that pairing with you and Zach,
Yeah.
but you still feel good enough about the depth at the start of the season? For
sure. We have Savard and Zach, and Nudavaro is going to step up for sure, and Kukin, and we have a great depth in our back end that, offensively and defensively, I think everyone can play in any situation, power play or penalty kill or 5-on-5, and I think the staff has trust in everyone. So definitely guys are going to have to step up, and I'll be back as soon as possible. But definitely all our teammates and the staff have great trust in our D-corps.
Okay, so aside from injury, I mean, there's you, Ryan Murray, and things like that. But how do you feel about training camp? Do you feel like this team is in the right frame of mind getting ready for the start of the season?
I think so. I think we had a great training camp. Obviously, Torts made it hard on us again, and
yes,
I think everyone should be in shape right now. And we just want to get the season started. You're kind of, you're in that period where you're just kind of waiting, and you just want that first game to come around. So everyone is very excited for what we're capable of doing this year, and now we have to go out and perform.
Visiting with Blue Jackets all-star defenseman Zach Werenski, excuse me,
Yeah.
Seth Jones. Boy, how can I screw that up? Seth Jones.
We look alike.
Yeah, that's right. I want to ask you about, you mentioned John Tortorella never makes it easy on training camp. What is a John Tortorella training camp like?
Oh, man. First day is a 2-mile run. So
yeah, we always hear the horror stories about the 2-mile run.
It's a horror, yeah.
Did anybody make the time?
Day. Yeah, there are a few guys that make it. I think Doyle Summerby made it in 11:22. That's the new record. And I think Wenberg had the record last year. He was 11:24.5 this year. So those are the two quickest guys.
Where is Seth Jones checking in on that?
12:30 this year.
That's all right.
Which is respectable.
That's really good, actually.
Pretty respectable.
Really good.
And then so that's the first day. The next day it comes with a skate test, so on-ice skate test, and that's pretty taxing on the legs. And then every day it's usually pretty tough. You're doing 2 days for a while, for about a week, and you're also playing preseason games. So you're definitely in great cardiovascular shape by the end of it.
Yeah.
And that's the goal. First game of the season, you want to be in midseason form.
What's he like to play for? Because you hear all the stories of John Tortorella, tough guy. I have not. He's very. I appreciate his straightforwardness from a media standpoint. Mm-hmm. But what's he like in the locker room with you guys?
He's the same. He's the same person.
You know where you stand with him.
100%. If you don't know, you can go ask him, and he's going to give you exactly what he thinks. And as a head coach, I think, and as a young team that we have, I think that's important for us to, he's not going to beat around the bush, and whether it's about the team, how we play as a team, or if it's about where we are as individuals in his eyes, or how we're playing at that time during the season or stretch during the season. So. We all appreciate his honesty and the way that he's straightforward with us, and I don't think. Me personally, I wouldn't want it any other way from a coach.
Okay, I'm going to be probably the 100th person to ask you this question, but expectation-wise for this team, we know you guys, first time in franchise history, have made the playoffs 2 straight years, and you bring that going into this season, but getting over the first-round hump. Does that even enter your mind when you're starting a season, or is it such a grind? I mean, in order to win a first-round series, you have to get in. What is the mindset going into this season for this Blue Jackets team?
Yeah, I think the mindset is we can't get comfortable. I think we've had some success in the regular season the past couple of years, and you play the regular season to have the opportunity to play for the Stanley Cup, and we haven't been able to do that or get out of the first round the past couple of years. We played some pretty good hockey, but we haven't played to our potential, and I think that's a learning lesson that we can take from it. I don't think we're thinking about last year or the year before. It's a new season. Anything can happen in this season. We're not guaranteed a playoff spot, so we have to come in and be ready to go right from the start. And I think we will be. I think we're hungry. We have a little chip on our shoulder, and I think that when it comes playoff time, we have to be ready to go if we have that opportunity again.
You have the situations with Artemi Panarin and Sergei Bobrovsky, both 1 year left on their contracts. Is that even a conversation point with you guys in the locker room, or is it straight ahead and you're not even thinking about that kind of stuff?
Well, obviously it's in the room, it's there, and everyone understands what's happening in there, and we're not going to let that distract us from what our team's capable of doing. And I know those two guys, they're great locker room guys. They have great attitudes toward this, and we obviously have to respect their decision to do what they want to do after this year. But at the same time, they're team guys. We know they're going to put their best foot forward this season for us, and whenever happens, happens. But we have great leadership in the room, very mature locker room, and with Nick and some of our older guys as well, that'll kind of keep us together. And I personally don't have any worries that it's going to affect our season.
Blue Jackets defenseman Seth Jones joining us. Jackets open the season Thursday night in Detroit, and then Friday the home opener against Carolina. What is that nationwide arena like when it's packed? Well, yeah. On a normal night, I know you guys love it, but when it's packed like it's going to be Friday, how much of an advantage, how much of a boost does Blue Jacket Nation give you guys in that arena?
It's a huge boost. It's definitely home ice advantage when we play at home, and the crowd is unbelievable. You score a goal, the crowd goes nuts, and you get the cannon and everything that comes along with it. And, it's pretty loud, and it's definitely a treat playing in front of our crowd. I know, especially opening night, it's gonna be just booming. I'll be in the stands with everyone, cheering them on as well. So.
This is a great time of year for sports because you got the NHL opening, the NBA is about to open, the NFL's in full swing, college football, obviously, Major League Baseball in the playoffs. Taking hockey out of it, what sporting event would Seth Jones go see, like if you had tickets to on an off night, being the sports fan that you are?
Oh, man. Basketball season's not up yet. I like watching basketball.
Well, obviously your dad. There's a connection for people that don't know. Seth's dad played in the NBA. Popeye Jones.
Yeah. So I would go watch a basketball game. Let's see. The Cowboys are my favorite team. I'd probably go to a Cowboy game. Yeah. If I could.
What was it like with your dad being a professional athlete like you? How much did that lead you to the career you ended up in? Obviously, different sport, but. His experience as a professional athlete.
Yeah, no, just being able to be in the locker room, I think as a kid, it doesn't hit you. You don't think about it too much when you're 7, 8 years old in the locker rooms on practice days. I did it mostly when he was the assistant coach for the Mavericks. So I got to be in there and shoot around and kind of run around the locker room as a kid and see how hard those guys work and the dedication they have toward the game. Dirk Nowitzki was kind of a key guy that was there, that was always in the gym. He was the best player on the team. Isn't that amazing?
And he's still playing.
I know.
It's unbelievable. You were 7 and he was there and he's still playing.
I know. It's crazy. But you don't really think about things like that. But now being a professional athlete, it kind of teaches you how to be a pro, looking back on what those guys did for their bodies, whether there's treatment or working out every day or taking extra shots after practice.
So at what point, I imagine you played basketball as a kid.
No.
You didn't?
Never.
I was just going to ask, why hockey, not basketball?
I don't know. We lived in Colorado when I was really young, and that's where I started playing. Avalanche won the Stanley Cup in 2001, and I was able to be at that game with my family, my brothers. So we all kind of started playing. My young brother and my older brother. No one really played basketball in the family, but we love going to play pickup, like at a local gym or something like that. I love going to play pickup basketball as well.
That's like my dad was a Lutheran minister, and I'm the youngest of 10 kids, and none of us showed any interest probably disappointed him to no end. But it's just the way that it is. I talk sports on the radio. Hey, Seth, thanks for joining us. Get better. We're all looking forward to seeing you when you get healthy, and appreciate you taking a few minutes for us.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
That is Blue Jackets defenseman Seth Jones, hopefully back very soon. Again, the Jackets open coming up on Thursday against Detroit, and then the home opener coming up on Friday night. We are back after this. It's The Drive with Jackson McCoy, Sports Radio 105.7 The Zone.